The Weed Porn Daily podcast is brought to you by the Weed Porn Daily Stoner Shop. Head over to shop.weedporndaily.com and get your t-shirts, iPhone cases, your laptop skins, iTouch skins, pillows. I'm pretty sure I'm missing some other stuff, but check it out. We've got all kinds of nice designs up there. Hello, my strain is, for some popular strains. Just cannabis textures. Just a pillow with nugs on it, and you can just bury your face in nugs. Free shipping this weekend. That is the weekend of February 21st, I believe, to the 24th. It's a long weekend. And that's free shipping worldwide. So everybody can take advantage. All you UK peeps, all the people in South America, people in Africa. I don't know. You guys haven't reached out to me yet. But head over to shop.weedporndaily.com and check out the products. They're pretty cool. And if you'd like to donate, head over to weedporndaily.com/contribute. There you can donate towards keeping the website alive. That just pays off the server bill and domain name bill and basically all the bills. And any extra proceeds get put into a little bank account essentially, and those go towards giveaways and contests that I can run on the website. So the more you guys donate, the bigger the prizes get, and the more frequently I can run these giveaways. The last one was pretty fun. We gave out a lot of hemp wicks and rolling papers, and some cannabis prints that Miss Weed Porn Daily made. So this time we're hoping to give out some glass, possibly. Definitely some bigger prizes. So please donate at weedporndaily.com/contribute. And that's it. We don't really have any sponsors, not yet. We're actually in the works with one right now, someone in Cali. Hopefully that works out. But if you'd like to advertise on the podcast, on Weed Porn Daily TV, on WeedPornDaily.com, on our Tumblr, on our Instagram, etc., etc. Excuse me, you can go to WeedPornDaily.com/advertise, and it's got a little informational area on the kind of packages that we run, the pricing ranges, and things like that. If you're looking to just get a cannabis-related product out there, or a business, let us know, and we could work with you. We do a lot of stuff essentially for free. It's all on you. So check it out, weedporndaily.com/advertise or /about, or just just go /about and hit up the contact form if you're interested. That's it. That was a long ad. That's the longest ad I've done yet. Pimp every part of Weed Porn Daily. I think we can get started with this show, eh? So welcome to the Weed Porn Daily podcast. I really need a theme song or something. I need just some sound to let you guys know that it is official. Maybe a bong rip, or I don't know, just something, because it just nothing. It seems so, I don't know, so loose, so blasé. I don't know, it needs to be more professional. But got some interesting news for you guys today. Just some stuff I wanted to touch upon that I got deeper into, and I was like, if I'm going to be getting deeper into this, I might as well be podcasting about it, sharing my thoughts on it, and I'll answer some questions from the Ask Box, and just talk shit, the usual. So if you want to follow along with the news, you can go over to blog.weedporndaily.com/tagged/news. I know that's a lot. I'm going to be fixing the links soon. But, actually, if you're listening to the podcast, there should be like a list of links below. That would be so much easier. Just saying. And the first one, Colorado marijuana regulators sign off on pot tourism. This is brought to us by Fox News. I know I should have picked an alternate news source, but surprisingly they were one of the first on the scene. This is from Denver. Marijuana tourism is on the way to Colorado under a recommendation made Tuesday by its state task force to regulate the drug made legal by voters last year. But Colorado should erect signs in airports and borders telling visitors they can't take pot home, the task force recommended. Colorado's marijuana task force was assembled to suggest regulations for pot after voters chose to flout federal drug law and allow its use without a doctor's recommendation. Made up of lawmakers, law enforcement authorities, and marijuana activists, the task force agreed Tuesday that the constitutional amendment on marijuana simply says that adults over 21 can use the drug, not just Colorado residents. If lawmakers agree with the recommendation, tourists would be free to buy and smoke marijuana. Imposing a residency requirement would almost certainly create a black market for recreational marijuana in the state, said Representative Dan Pabon, a Denver Democrat who sits on the task force. Tourists could see purchasing caps, though, possibly as low as 1/8 of an ounce per transaction. I won't go through the whole article, but it really is a good read because it touches on a lot of good points, and they get some good opinions from people here. Like the task force talked about how whether or not you would be able to smoke weed on your own porch, whether that was public display of use, whether that constituted that. And someone blurted out, what if I'm just drinking a beer on my porch? I can't smoke a joint? Like, what is the difference here? Another one was, they're trying to regulate the outdoor grows, and Colorado, they've been really big. If you've been following along with the medical marijuana program, you have to keep your plants enclosed. Like, they cannot be visible from the road. They cannot, they have to be locked. They have very specific requirements for medical marijuana grows outdoors. So it seems like they're trying to piggyback those legislation, or not even, well, I guess it is legislation, but just those outlines, and they're trying to apply it to the recreational program. And what was it? What was the point that someone made? Somewhere. There you go. What about backyard grills that send the smell of hamburgers into the nose of a neighbor who's a vegetarian? What? Just because you don't like the smell of marijuana, why does that affect your freedom? How is that? Is it making you ill? Are you getting literally sick of it? Are you allergic to marijuana? Or the pollen that's coming off, or just something particular? No, it's just you don't like it. It's just something in your mind that you don't prefer. And it's something that you have to come to accept. When people come together, and we come to live together, sometimes we have our differences that we don't all agree with. And we have to set aside our differences and see, the connection between all of us. So that was that point, man. Like, whoever said that, I would have fucking clapped. I would have been like, bro, I'm gonna smoke you out. Like, after this, like, let's go. Like, just drop some more wisdom. Like, what about backyard grills that send the smell of hamburgers into the nose of a neighbor who's vegetarian? Boom. Like, that's something that I would expect someone to drop in California. Because that's. I don't want to stereotype, but a lot of Californians are more vegan. They're more conscious of what they consume. They get more grass-fed beef, ranch-raised stuff. So check out the article. It was a really good read, surprisingly for Fox News. Biased in the good direction, if anything. You can definitely find this written by someone else if you're really that anti-Fox. But seriously, this is interesting. Like, imagine going into Colorado and being limited by some internal database to only be able to carry an eighth at a time. Because I do believe they do that in Amsterdam, where you're only allowed to buy a certain limit of flowers and a certain limit of hash per each coffee shop. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of lines they draw. I mean, it's so fucking retarded. Like, the second that I saw that they were restricting sales, I was like, what fucking world do we live in, dude? Like, what kind of backward ass, like, unlogic world do we live in? It was so ridiculous. We are going to limit one of the most popular products that is exclusive to our state because we can't, because we're fearful, because we don't want to make a lot of money. Like, we're gonna drop it down to an eighth, which is like $50, maybe like 35 if you're lucky. And then rather than setting the limit to say a pound, and make a couple $1,000s. What the fuck are these people thinking? Like, yeah, man, you're only allowed to buy $10 worth of Starbucks when you go in every time. We don't want Starbucks making too much money, you feel me? People are going to be too buzzed. Like, we can't have that. We can't have people addicted to caffeine. That's a problem. Like, with no other industry do you see this happening. Like, even with alcohol. I mean, there are really stiff regulations with it. But you don't see the state going like, nope, cut them off. Like, when you go to the bar, you're only allowed to buy $10 per bar. You could only have 1 or 2 beers per bar, and then you got to go to another bar. Like, where? It's so strange. It's so strange. Like, they're trying to set up this whole system of regulation, and they're trying to encourage these sales, and they're trying to essentially reroute, people from buying from the black market to this legal market now. And when they create these limitations, they're just sending people flocking back to the black market. It's ridiculous. I can't imagine what it must be like to be one of the marijuana activists sitting in on these meetings. Like, I've seen some videos on YouTube of meetings or what is it, like the judge sitting down with the jury and just shit like that, and just hearing someone spew some anti-legalization propaganda. It's just so difficult to take and act, like, keep a straight face, smile. Yeah. So fucking kudos. I'll fucking smoke a bowl for these people in Colorado. Really struggling and trying to keep marijuana as free as possible. Excuse me. On to the next article, eh? Because I think I ranted about that one significantly. The Obama drug czar. We will go after marijuana distributors in Washington and Colorado. This comes to us from The Examiner. In an interview with Canadian news magazine Maclean's last week, Jill... Damn, I had this earlier. Kurlikowski. I'm pretty sure he's Jewish. President Obama's director of the Office of National Drug Control Policy, stated that despite the recreational legalization in Washington and Colorado, they would still go after distributors and growers in both states. You'll continue to see enforcement against distributors and large-scale growers, as the Justice Department has outlined. They will use their limited resources on those groups and not on going after individual users. Kurlikowski, who is also a former Seattle police chief. I guess I'll read this next part so I can rant about it. In an interview with ABC News, soon after the November legalizations in Washington and Colorado, President Obama said, "We've got bigger fish to fry. It would not make sense for us to see a top priority as going after recreational users in states that have determined that it's legal." As you can tell, my Obama impression sucks. He's got that, robotic voice. Everything I say has no flow. I couldn't have a normal conversation like that. But we can have a speech like this. I don't know, it's that official speak. So, man, every single time that we see a legalization measure like this, I always see the comments where people say hey, maybe Obama's gonna change his mind. Maybe the DEA is gonna stop, sending their troops in and closing down these hardworking Americans. And every time they come out, they not only do it with their actions, they come out with their words, and they say it loud and clear. They say, we're gonna go and we're gonna take out the big growers. So all those Obama supporters, I don't know what the fuck you guys are smoking. I don't know what you're thinking. He's not, he's gonna pull that Trump card. It's his last term. He can do whatever he wants. He's gonna flip one day. He's gonna be like, marijuana's awesome, and he's gonna be smoking a joint in the White House. No. No. I don't know what kind of schizophrenic president people have pictured in their mind, but as far as I'm concerned, Obama probably, most likely, until the end of his term, is not going to be supporting marijuana. I mean, if you guys do the slightest amount of research into international drug policy, you'll see that the United States is behind all of it. And for us to suddenly flip a switch on marijuana, this drug that we've been demonizing, that many countries see no problem with, but they only enforce the laws because we send them money and tell them, we won't trade with you if you don't make it illegal, and all this bullshit. That, the president isn't just gonna fucking change his hat one day like that. He can't. Not unless he wants to deface America in the eyes of the entire world. So that's that. But, this is no surprise. I mean, they're gonna go after large-scale growers. It's so fucking retarded. I mean, it is the most insulting thing to any free-thinking American. I mean, they're gonna go after the large-scale growers, but they're not gonna go after the users. Okay, so I can smoke my weed, but where am I gonna get it? And it's gonna be at an exorbitant price because the government's coming in and they're making it difficult for people to grow it, so the price automatically gets bumped up for all that trouble. You know what where is the benefit here? Like, they're stopping distribution statewide by shutting down these legitimate large-scale grows. Like, what's the point of defining a strict, regulated, growing distribution and retail system if the government's just going to come in and say, well, fuck you, it doesn't matter how strict you make this, it's still illegal, get this out of my face, burn it. And they fucking, like, I'm rambling. Because I'm not defining things, I'm just like throwing shit out there. Sorry, guys. But seriously, it's pretty fucking ridiculous when someone says, hey, you can drink coffee, but we're gonna be shutting down the Starbucks. What kind of message does that send to me? Like, it's okay to smoke it. Yeah, keep smoking it. And then when I go to the store to buy it, the person who's just trying to make a living selling a product is, losing his livelihood. Like, it's this whole, like, it's really something disheartening that I hope that people tackle as, marijuana becomes more, I don't want to say mainstream, but just widely accepted and known to be beneficial. I hope that people really take the time to nurse this condition that we've created with cannabis prohibition. We've really generated this stigma against stoners where they're doing something wrong by medicating, or they're doing something wrong by making this recreational choice to enjoy themselves. It's this feeling of not only, possibly being incarcerated and losing your entire future, and for a lot of youth, losing the possibility of their education. If you have that, and then you also have the weight of just socially, just everybody looking down on you. Oh, look at this fucking hippie. Oh, he smells like pot. He must be a loser. Must be lazy. Like, there aren't as many people saying that now as maybe before, but the stigma is definitely still there. The stereotype is definitely still there, and we as stoners not only have to work to shatter this impression that the government has really impressed upon the people, but we, like, as people, not just stoners, really have to nurse ourselves back into normality. We have to really shake off, like we really have to brush it off, man. We have to really be like the blacks. Like, when I remember when nigga was a really fucking big deal. Like, you would say nigga, and people would say, excuse me, did you say nigga or nigger? And it would be fucking, there was a comedian that had this classic joke, where the second that you said it, it would be like a podium would come out, and you're automatically representing your race against black people. And you're like, I meant to say Negro, I meant to say African American, sir, sorry. It's they were able to shake that off to very, like, I really have to give props to the African American community, because they really don't get the props that they deserve. I remember listening to a podcast with what's that guy's fucking name? Be Real? I think his fucking name is. He's the guy from... it's a song where the guy rapes his mom and kills her and shit. Immortal Technique. I'm pretty sure it's the guy from Immortal Technique. But he has like a whole like Weed TV and shit, like Be Real TV. You guys should check that out. It's pretty cool. But he talked about how in New York, how language would develop. And it was language specifically in the case of Ebonics, and how people would, or the African American community specifically, that would evolve the language retroactively in response to cultural response to them using it. So I would love to see that in the stoner community where we are able to shake it off with such swagger that the African American community has shown. I mean, really, they really nailed it. So yeah, that was my long ass rant on that. Hopefully not too many large scale grows get shut down. It'll be interesting because they say large scale grows, and a lot of these states, let's say a lot of these states, and it's only Colorado, Washington, and I think like Kentucky, they've been making movements with hemp now, where a lot of these states, it's legal to grow hemp, but because of the federal restriction and the federal scheduling of cannabis, people are hesitant to, or they fear, the DEA coming in and just ripping up their whole crop. So now there are actually bills in the Senate being introduced, and I believe the House of Representatives, in order to make hemp legal. It basically defines it properly for the first time and says that, hemp isn't cannabis. It isn't a drug. It is simply a commodity. That was actually the next news article. U.S. Senate to consider hemp farming legislation for first time. You guys should really check this out. This is revolutionary news. It would be wonderful to see just the hemp industry come back to America. The one quote I just want to impart with you guys from this article right at the end: the United States is the only developed nation in which industrial hemp is not an established crop. Like, I'm not bullshitting you guys. Like, it seems like some hippie talk, some hippie bullshit, some just legalize weed propaganda stuff, but hemp is truly a miracle crop. It can be used in so many different industries as the best at what it does. It's incredibly durable. It's just read The Emperor Wears No Clothes by Jack Herrera. It's a wonderful insight into the plan and into a lot of facts that you might not have stumbled upon before. Ooh, excuse me. Fast food's killing me. And one more news article, and then I gotta take a hit because, like I said, the fast food is killing me. But this news article, it's not really a news article, it was a news video, a news segment. This was I don't even know how to present this. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm fucking it up so bad. Marijuana smokers test their driving skill. This is basically something that I've been advocating for a very long time since the announcement of Initiative I-502, or Initiative 502, rather, and the announcement specifically of the new DUI limitations on cannabis and the the 5 nanogram limit or something like that. But basically, I've been advocating that it's okay to drive high. I mean, not everybody should do it, obviously. I don't recommend that everybody drives, I'm not going to recommend that everybody drive high. I know that not everybody's a good driver. I know that not everybody's a confident driver. I know that not everybody is on the equal level physically. Sight-wise, perception-wise, just physically, motor skills. But to say that marijuana is debilitating in any way to driving ability is a fallacy. There's no evidence scientifically that shows that it inhibits driving skill. I mean, possibly, I would give you it on incredibly high doses. But again, it all comes down to, what is the term? Tolerance and body chemistry. Everybody is designed differently. I could smoke a strain that'll leave me completely fucking wrecked. My eyes will be fucking red as the devil. I will be sinking into my chair, thinking that it's some type of vortex, and I can see like the geometric matrix of it and the black hole that it's forming, and I'm wondering if I'm gonna be sucked into it, and I'm fucking freaking out. And then I look over at my buddy, and he's just looking at me like I am fucking gone, and I am gone. And he's fine, because it's just his body chemistry or his tolerance, you know? So to set these baselines is like 5 nanograms, you know? It's ridiculous. Like, what I loved about this video, love, right in the first, I think, like 30 seconds, they actually tell you what each driver's limit, like THC blood limit, was before they actually even ingested any cannabis. And this one fucking chick comes in and is already 3 times the legal limit. And it's incredibly, that in itself is enough for me, because it goes in the face of everything that these legalization supporters were advocating during the election. You know, they were saying like no stoner is going to surpass this limit unless they're actually high, or they actually consume massive quantities of cannabis. And this chick is, she's just a normal heavy user. I think the reason it was so high was because she smoked right before she came. But even then, they test for inactive or active THC metabolites, and the peak is 10 minutes. I don't know, whatever. But it's interesting to see that she was busting the limit already, and she was driving fine, and she consumed more cannabis when she was there. So fuck you, fucking legalizers, man. Like people went out and they got their blood tested, and they were telling the legalizers, like, look, I have the fucking paperwork here from my doctor. I was above the legal limit, and I haven't smoked a joint in a day. You know, like, this is obviously going to incriminate me when I'm not inhibited, when I'm not impaired. And the people would just look at them and say, oh, did you test? Did you make sure to distinguish active THC metabolites between the inactive THC metabolites? And they would look back at them and say, yes, my active THC metabolites were the ones I was just telling you. If you want to look at the chart of my inactive, and they would pull that out. And it was ridiculous. And the legalizers would just not scoff, but just completely ignore completely legitimate evidence. So this is a great video. Check it out if you guys get a chance. It's really short. It's like 5 minutes. It was a little disheartening to see that people start, they start smoking more and more, and they start fucking up more and more. Especially the one chick who comes in, like, she's a heavy smoker, and she gets like that excited state, and they edit it a little weird, and then they almost make her look like she's been punished, and they make her say, like, that was wrong with what I was doing. You shouldn't be driving excitedly like that. It was very interesting. Like, it was the automotive vehicle, like DMV people, expressing their safety propaganda, essentially. Like, you can't have anything resembling reckless driving because it's bad. You can't be. I don't know. That's another rant, non-marijuana related rant. But seriously, awesome video. Like, the one fucking old guy, he stops at one point and he's like, if I had to decide whether or not I wanted to drive right now, I wouldn't want to drive. So I love that. That shows that people, they can make that responsible decision. The problem with alcohol is that it inhibits your decision making. It makes you feel like a fucking superhero, where, you can get into a bar fight and you're not gonna fucking die. with a guy that's like 3 times the size of you, or, you know, you can do some crazy driving stuff because, hey, you know, you're a badass driver, right? Like, I don't know. That cannabis doesn't do that. Cannabis makes you paranoid, if anything. It's a sensitizer, and it makes you more aware of your surroundings. So if anything, you're more aware of your recklessness. I really, like, I'm always down to hear what you guys have to say in terms of, you know, not driving high. You know, it is risky advocating it, but at the same time, like, the evidence really shows that it's not as dangerous as people make it seem. They draw parallels with alcohol, and it's really just not fair at all. I can compare it better with, like, the need to urinate. Did you guys see that, Mythbusters? That was a pretty good Mythbusters. They proved that the need to urinate made you just as bad of a driver, or worse, I think, as a drunk driver. Which is interesting, because it's literally just urine inside of you. Like, you haven't ingested any chemical. It's literally just your body's natural reaction doing this. So it would be really interesting. Like, I remember I had to argue with someone once on Reddit. You probably can fucking find it on my log. But, I made an example where I said, if you want to test my blood for THC, do you want to test my bladder for how much urine is in it? Like, what line are we going to draw where you just can't say, you know, you did something wrong, take personal responsibility. You haven't done anything wrong yet, I'm not going to make you a criminal. Rant. Sorry, guys. I was just packing a bowl, trying to fill the air. I got the bowl packed with some sour diesel. I'm not really sure it's sour diesel. It's probably some derivative, but it definitely does have a fuely taste. It's sativa dominant. It's super sticky. Has a lot of characteristics of sour diesel. Just great bud. Great bud. Like, it's so sticky. Like, when I picked it up, the guy literally, he took the nug and he said, "You want to see how sticky it is?" And he stuck it to the wall, and the nug stuck. It was the best sales pitch I'd ever seen. So cheers, you guys. Got a bowl packed in the new Illadelph. Have you guys gotten sick of the Illadelph yet? Man, if you guys hated the black leaf, you guys are gonna hate the Illadelph. Wow, that was a nice hit. Oh, and it's so rare that I get to exhale through the nose. I'm always recording a video, so I have to, like, make smoke rings or try to blow the smoke out as thick as possible through the mouth. But it's nice being able to just filter it properly through the nose. Oof. Got me a little lightheaded. Oof. Like, have you guys ever gotten that feeling where you take, like, a really fat hit and you blow it out through your nose and your nose starts tickling? I had this happen to me once where, like, that's happened to me before. Plenty of times. And I love the sensation. It's really like it happened a lot with blunts, where I would just exhale out of my nose and I would have to, like, scratch my nose or just touch my nose. Like, it felt weird. But I was smoking this really potent sativa, and I took one bong rip and blew it out my nose, and it made it tingly. and then the bong came around again, and it was my turn, and I took another rip, and that was a well, I don't want to say it was a mistake. It was a good mistake, because it fucking launched me into, like, fucking hyperspace. And I blew out my nose again, and this time, I literally could not feel my nose. It felt like there was an invisible extension on my face, and I was blowing out of that, and I could feel, like, everything outside of the nose, but not the nose itself. It was so strange. But at the same time, I could tell that it was tingly. So I sat for like a minute or two after the bong rip, just touching my nose, fascinated with just how tingly or how strange of a sensation it had become. Man, I haven't gotten that high in a while. That was after a nice tea break, though. So we got the news. I said I was going to answer some questions. I guess I can answer some questions. Podcast style. The first one that I picked out. Do you ever go dry? Do you always have bud? I remember, I think it was last year. I'm pretty sure it was last year. Somebody just made this anonymous post or anonymous question saying something like, why are you asking for donations? You know, you always have weed. What are you using the donations to buy weed? Like, just all this shit talking, and I took that opportunity to rip him a new one and let people know my situation. And I explained in a very vivid way that I go dry a lot. Especially last year, it was a very rough time for me financially. Like, there were times where I was barely getting food, you know, so I was not really worried about weed as much. It's pretty crazy. But lately, I haven't had a dry spell. Like, my biggest dry spell was like a week. It's been like a week or a day or two. I've been good about spacing out my usage and hustling to get the money for it, because goddamn, weed is expensive. So yeah, I go dry all the time. I'm a normal person. I'm not like Snoop Dogg, where people throw weed at me all the time. I wish, bro, one day. And I'm not like Urban Grower, where I have like a 90 plant grow and I can just grind up like a quarter, like for one joint, you know? So, yeah. Do you know good websites to butt good bongs at a reasonable price? I'm gonna assume this person meant, do you know where to buy good bongs? Once again, I'll point to the WeedPornDaily FAQ, where I literally have an article written on where to buy glass, and I have like the high end, I have the medium grade, and I have low end, like wholesale stuff there. I mean, I only have like 4 websites listed, like 4 or 5, and I think one is even closed now. But if you just search Google, man, like search Google, like buy bong, and you will find so many. Like, there's so many websites. I just don't want to advertise them because I'm not getting paid. You feel me? But yeah, they're easy to find. I personally, I'm not a fan of buying glass online unless you're buying like high-end stuff and you know, like the source. Because that wholesale stuff, it's good. Like, my black leaf is great. I got it from a wholesale online vendor, and it's a solid piece. It's like one of my best pieces. But I don't know, like, it's just not like you could get such a better deal at a local head shop. I mean, I guess some people can. I know some people are in like remote areas or places where like head shops are like banned. So I can imagine the need to find an online place with discreet shipping. I don't know. Yeah, just Google it, bro. Google it. But if you can, buy local glass. It'll probably be better. Like, don't buy, like, cheap local glass, because I've done that, and that shit's broken on me while I was cleaning it. Like, literally just handling it. Like, it's ridiculous how badly blown it was. But, just, I don't know, you get what you pay for, I guess. I don't know. It's so hard to describe. When people come to me and they're like, I have $300, help me buy a bong. Like, that's such a hard decision, bro. Like, I would have to sit down, smoke a blunt with you, and break down your smoking preferences and like what type of hits you like and what type of experience you like. Like, it's such a in-depth decision. Like, it's not that easy to answer as just like, I have $300, pick a piece. Like, if you want that experience, just go to a fucking head shop, man. Like, I guarantee you, like, you flash $300 in front of a shopkeeper's face, he's just gonna be like, this. He's just gonna point everywhere. He's gonna give you the tour, and he's gonna make a sale because that's his job. But, me, I'm not trying to make a sale, I'm trying to help you. So, you gotta be as in-depth as possible. You gotta tell me, what type of hit do you like? Do you like it harsh? Do you like a thick hit? Do you like to take like little sips? Do you like concentrates? Do you like flowers? Do you like water filtration? Do you like drag? Do you not like drag? Do you want something percolated, non-percolated? Like, there are so many factors. Do you like inlines? Do you not like inlines? Yeah. So many factors. That's why I can't work. I've considered working at a head shop, and I've really been looking into it, but I don't know, man. It'd be so hard for me to make help people make decisions. Yeah. Sad Libra, bro. Next question. I was just gonna say there's so many stupid questions, and I was like, oh man, don't say that. Maybe they won't send questions, but man, like, there was like a big chunk. Like, seriously, like, alright, on all caps, are you a banana? Question mark, exclamation point. It's just some of these, man. I snorted my weed today. Like, I definitely have gifts for these, but I do not, if you were asking me this for a response, a textual, verbal, or multimedia, I guess, response, it would be difficult to answer. Where did you get your black leaf and how much was it? I fucking get this all the fucking time. I get it on YouTube, I get it on the WeedPornDaily ass box. I see people reblogging like, where can I get this? I hate answering the question because I got it from my arch nemesis, Grass City. Like, I wish I had sound effects. I would cue like thunderous, just ominous sound effects. But yeah, I got it from Grass City, and I believe it was $140, a little overpriced. And I had just missed like a 30% off sale or something. It was so fucking stupid of me. But I really wanted a nice percolated bong. Well, not a nice percolated bong, I just wanted perks. But yeah, I fucking hate Grass City. If you guys buy Grass City, I will hate you forever. You will be blocked, you will be ignored, blacklisted. And if I see you in person, I will just give you nasty looks. Grass City is a horrible, horrible company. like their customer service is atrocious. Their business umbrella setup, I don't know how to describe it, is fucking a joke. Like I'll tell. I got time. How long? I got 10 minutes. All right, let me rant about this. I'll drop it on a podcast for once. I was a part of the affiliates program for Grass City. I know a lot of people on Tumblr and a lot of websites. I see it a lot. Well, actually not lately, but I used to see it a lot. People were a part of this Grass City affiliate program. And basically all it is you just pimp like a URL and a referral ID, and for every purchase people make, you get a percentage of it. And their setup was like you get your payment every 3 months or something, like something ridiculous like that. It had to pass like a certain quota, of course. That's like a given with these type of services. And it was like low. It was like $25 or $50. And you're supposed to get your money either by check or PayPal after I think it was 3 months, something like that, 1 to 3 months. I think it was like 1, and it really took like, for most people, 3 months. But I was banking, bro. Like, I was hustling. Like, I set up ads, I had shit queued, and I had like even a little subdomain set up for easy linking of my referral ID. It was ridiculous. I had, I think it was $100 and something, $140, $150 that I was supposed to get on my first check. And I was really excited about that. You can imagine, your first check, you want to get that money. And after the, payment is supposed to supposedly clear, I didn't get it, and I was like, alright, I'll wait a little while. I waited a couple weeks, and I didn't get anything, so I sent them an email, and I didn't get a response. And I was like, alright, whatever, they're probably busy people. So I'm a patient guy, patience pays. So I wait a couple more weeks, send them another email, get no response. I'm like, alright, I'm a little frustrated. That's not cool. You just do not, ignore me like that. I'm a fucking customer who's making you guys a lot of money. I'm clearly, it shows you how much money you make them, essentially. And I make them a lot of fucking money. Or I made them a lot of money. And months go by, I get no response. And I'm so desperate, I go to the Grass City forums, and I go to the, the suggestions, feedback, concerns forum or whatever, and they, explicitly say, please, this is only for Grass City concerns, Grass City forums concerns. Please do not send us any, stuff about the affiliates website. Don't send us anything about the website. It's only about the forums. And I was like, fuck you. What the fuck is the point of, having these forums attached? This is not a sister site. This is the official Grass City forums. It was fucking, it's so stupid. So I posted my story. I think it's still up there. You guys could find it somewhere in the archives. But I tell them, look, I've been trying to get in contact with you guys. You guys are not contacting me. I've been trying to find a fucking number to call you guys. There's no number listed anywhere. I fucking did a whois on the domain to get a number. There's no number listed. I tried to get an address to possibly fucking send you a snail mail or something like that. I can't even find that. You guys are hiding, all of your contact information, and all you give us is the email and you don't reply to emails. What kind of, service is that? And I put that as politely as possible into a post. And I think I got one person supporting me, one person questioning me. And of course the topic was quickly closed because it had nothing to do with the forums, apparently. So I had that whole thing, and after I think like 4 or 5 months, I finally got my first payment, and it wasn't even for the amount I was supposed to be getting. Like, I was supposed to be getting like 140, 150, 160 maybe, and they sent me like $70. You know, like they sent me like half, like a ridiculous. And I'm looking at the logs. I'm like, the math is right. Like literally, I'm not doing math. It shows you how much you're supposed to get, and I did not get that. So what happened between it and getting to me? Like, did the mailman fucking like get a cut of this check? Like, what happened here? So I sent him another email. I'm like, what happened? No response. Months and months later, I get a fat check. I'm happy. But at this point, I've just given up completely. You know, this is just me. Oh, wow, I got this in the mail. Took them long enough. And I got the money. And I don't even think it was the full amount. So it took them, I think, a year to pay me, I think, around $250 to $300 that I'd earned. And I'd earned that pretty fast. Like, I'd earned that in the span of a short amount of time, and it took just that long. Like, it took like a year to pay me. It was ridiculous. And I'd gotten concerns. Like, people had sent me private messages on the forum. Like, oh, I saw your topic. Did you ever get paid? How long did it take? Because, you know, it's taken a long fucking time and I still haven't gotten my payment. So it's really, the affiliate program is atrocious. And that's just the affiliate program. Let me get to the actual website, so check this out. So once I actually fucking put a stake into that Grass City coffin, and I say farewell, and I put a rant post out, and I do a couple questions answered about it, and let people know my opinion expressively. Excuse me. That rant is getting me dry-throated. Or maybe it was weed. But, I went out there with questions, I let people know, and then I started getting questions from people saying, you know, I've had problems with Grass City. I've ordered stuff from them, and it hasn't even arrived, ever. I email them about it, and they don't email me back at all. Or when they email me back, they're like, we can't help you. Like, we're not gonna ship you another bong. Too bad. You didn't get it? Oh, too bad. So I'm hearing all this and I'm like, wow, you know, I had a good experience. I bought my bong and it came in a decent amount of time. I didn't get like swiped in the mail or anything. It didn't get damaged at all. It was packaged fairly well. But I just started getting just a bevy of horror stories in the ass box, and I can't support a company like that, you know, like a company that doesn't care about its customers enough to even respond to them or respond to problems. Maybe not necessarily even just to messages, like just get the problem solved. I don't know. So that's my beef. You know what my beef is? You know what my beef is? That's my beef. So don't buy from Grass City. I will come in the night, and if you're a man, I will snip your testicles and I will steal one, because you are less of a man for using Grass City. And if I don't find any testicles in there, I will know why you're using Grass City. I'm kidding. I don't know what I would do to the ladies. I was like, let me take your eggs away. And I'm thinking, like, all the ladies would be cheering. Like, yes, take my eggs. Take them. So seriously, yeah, don't buy from Grass City. Buy from Everyone Does It. Check out, I think there's a link on the website. Again, check the FAQ. Or just search Google, like I said. Plenty of websites that sell cheap glass out there if you're looking for cheap glass. Or if you're looking for headache glass. I list like Aqua Labs. Come on, guys, sponsor me. Come on, what the fuck? Send me some stickers or some shit. Aqualab Technology, they have some heady glass. Lots of Illadelphs, lots of like Zobs, like those big name, like very nice percolated stuff. I think that's it. I've been talking a long time. Babbling. Babblosity. Wow, an hour. That was only 10 minutes of babbling. Felt like forever. Alright. So thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate anybody who listens to this podcast. It's really fascinating. I mean, it must be so boring to listen to one guy talk. I don't know. My voice isn't sultry enough, or like deep enough, reassuring enough, to be heard for an hour long. I don't know how you guys do it, seriously. But you guys prevail, and I love you guys, really. Thank you for listening. Thank you guys for being on the website. It's really like my baby. Thank you guys for being on my baby. And thank you guys for buying from the shop. Yesterday I got 2 purchases. Again, people are loving those fucking pot pillows. I'm telling you guys. It's the dream. It's literally a pillow that looks like it's just nugs. And you can just bury your face in it when you're really fucking high. And it's like you're burying your face in your stash, but you don't have the problem of like picking sticky nugs off your face and hair and having that THC and all that problem. That's nice and fabric and carries the weight of your head. And it's a nice decoration piece, man. Imagine just sitting out in your living room. Like, oh, you have a weed pillow? Yeah, man. Does it have weed inside? No, man. Oh. Or maybe you can. Yeah. So check that out. They're actually pretty cheap. Like, they were cheaper than the t-shirts for a period of time. I think they were like $20 or something like that. Now I think they're like 30, possibly. But they're pretty well priced for like a full print like that. Let me check it out. I want to confirm this price for you guys. Again, free shipping. Excuse me, this weekend, take advantage. I don't get a lot of sales, and usually they are just like free shipping. So take advantage worldwide. South America, Europe, Canada, Hawaii. Well, that's like the US, but yeah. Throw pillows. Yeah, they're $20. They're $20 only. So $20 for a pillow that looks like weed that you can just bury your face in. Or we have other pillows too. Like I have like the ganja Grouch, or the medical marijuana emblem, or the trendy hipster triangle. Plenty of stuff. Check it out. shop.weedporndaily.com. Free shipping this weekend again. I love you guys. I don't know if I've conveyed that enough. I hope that when you listen to this podcast, and when you smoke or just listen intently, it exudes that positive energy out into the world, and it makes it a better place, making just a collective consciousness just more positive, completely, and influencing everyone just to be more positive karmically, universally. So thank you for spreading that good energy. Thank you for spreading the love. Thank you for spreading the smoke, especially, or the poop if you're eating edibles, or vapor if you're vaporizing. You know, those invisible tokes. Thank you guys again. Thank you. I feel so Canadian. Always thank you, sorry. something that I want you guys to check out. Follow me on Instagram, Grouch. Follow us on Twitter, WeedPornDaily. Follow us on Facebook, WeedPornDaily again. Tumblr, WeedPornDaily. We're everywhere, man. Just head over to WeedPornDaily.com. Did I say like WeedPornDaily? WeedPornDaily.com. And I think it's on the bottom, or maybe the top. Little like social networking icons for all of our social networks. Subscription links for iTunes. That would be awesome. Getting us up in the ranks. Leave reviews. You could just leave like strain reviews in the reviews. That would be awesome. Like, yeah, I was smoking on some sour diesel while I was listening to this podcast. It was very energetic, very tasty. I would love that. And that's it. I'm gonna stop pimping. Stop tickling your ear pussies. Thank you guys for smoking with me, for staying with me. Stay regular, super stoners.